everyone, and welcome to another episode of Schmidt Lavelle. My name is Tom Lavelle, and as always, I'm accompanied by Mr. Timothy Schmidt. Yay! We got a great episode lined up for you this week, but before we get to that, first, we want to thank you for listening. We want to tell you that if you're liking what we're doing, please like, share, follow, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Schmidt Lavelle, the hottest growing podcast in all of podcasts. Probably like we were just talking about it. It's an easy listen. It's a lot of fun. People are really enjoying it, and we're enjoying that you're enjoying it. So, like we said, if you know anyone that is looking to get into podcasts or likes shows that are fun and easy to listen to, tell them about Schmidt Lavelle. Your
Well,
favorite
Tom,
show.
let's just be clear. We're not the ones that feel like it's an easy listen. We put out content and we feel like it's good content, but people are telling us that it's an easy listen. So there's
Yes.
a big difference there. We can't just
Yes.
push that on our people. They're not gonna believe us it's an easy listen. They just gotta listen and give it a try, give it a whirl.
Right. And I will say this. I mean, we shoot it pretty straight here. You know what I mean? If I didn't think it was an easy listen, I would not say that. I also think that, but we have been getting that. A lot of good feedback, a lot of good comments, people reaching out to us, people that we haven't talked to in years, saying how much
Ages.
they love the show and to keep doing it and stuff like that. And that feels good. And we
I will.
appreciate that.
I have to say, I said this before. I think I highlighted a few months ago that friend of mine that I haven't spoken to since college, Brian Leland. He listens. He reached out to me and he said, "Schmidt, this is a great listen, man. It's really easy." He goes, "I go on drives and just throw on Schmidt and Lavelle, and it's a nice, easy listen." That's his quote.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, you know what? I got something from a buddy from high school, older upperclassman when I was there, and you know, when he reached out and he said he really enjoyed the show, I was blown away. I said, "Oh my God." It's like this guy is like my freaking idol. And he's like, "This show, I love it." And I'm like, wow, who'd have
Well, he
thought?
probably he probably meant my part of the show.
Right. Yeah. He said, "Hey, guy that I might have known, who Schmidt is pretty cool." That's what
Yeah.
I think exactly what it was, but I appreciated it anyways. But like we said, if you like what we're doing, tell someone else about it. We're trying to grow the show. Our followers are up, our views are up, our listens are up, everything's up, 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 up. Let's just keep going up. You know what I mean? So let's get to some of the comments from last week. First things first, comments. And we've had a couple videos that kind of took off this week. One of which, the most popular, most liked video that we had, most viewed. Why is Thanksgiving dinner so early? From Perspective. We always eat around 2, but the food gets ate all night long. From Free Time Drain. Free Time Drain. Man says dinner should be 5:36 p.m. Nah, fam. Dinner should be 9 to 10. May says so we can go to bed at 1 and eat breakfast at 11 a.m. the next day. Are they saying dinner should be 9:10 p.m.?
I don't know.
That's a little
It's
nuts.
I think people are confused on because like Thanksgiving is just I think it's just so all over the place. People just don't know what they want, Tom. I really don't think you know what? The cook should decide when the dinner occurs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a little street, you know, what's the word? Just
Research
went
a little,
yeah, I
a
went
little.
kind of research and reconnaissance, if you will.
Yeah.
And I started asking people. I said, "What time is dinner tonight on Thanksgiving?" I was out there. I was amongst the people, Tom.
Right.
And I was just asking, just in general, like, "Hey, what time's dinner Thanksgiving?" And then after Thanksgiving, I worked Friday and Saturday, and I said, "Hey, what time was dinner on Thanksgiving?" And a lot of people were just like, "Look, I cooked. I like to get it out of the way. I like to get it done, and I put it out there." And that that seems to be really The overwhelming response is just like, hey, it's Thanksgiving. It's my time to relax too, as well. Even though I do cook, I like to cook it. I like to get it done. I like to get it out on the table and then let people have at it. So it's more of like a buffet, if you will.
Right, a buffet. I like that, Timmy. And can I lay this out for you maybe here? The
Sure.
perfect Thanksgiving scenario. I say this. Yeah, you get over to the family's house early. Everyone's there. We meet up. There's the early game. I think we got a table full of like picking foods, appetizers, stuff to pick on. You got the drinks flowing, maybe like a Thanksgiving cocktail that everyone's drinking. You know what I mean? A cider or something that's spiked, and some beers to drink. And you got some pigs in a blanket. You got some dips. You got some cheeses. You got some meats. You take a little bit. You sit down. You watch the first game. Hey, what time's dinner? We'll get to it when we get to it. We got this food out. No
But
rush, no hurry. 5:30, 6 o'clock comes along. Everyone, let's get down and we'll have the big meal. Grab a plate, go sit back down, watch your game. You know
uh,
what I mean? How's
yeah,
that?
so no, it's great. Yeah, I mean that's the way you portray it, Tom. Sounds beautiful. But the biggest thing is I think there's a lot of the people out there that like to have a sit down dinner with the family, everyone at the table for a certain period of time to really kind of hone in the Thanksgiving feel to it, which is it is what it's about.
Do you go
Okay. It
around and
is.
say what you're thankful for?
No. I mean, you don't have to do that. I mean, people can. I think that's a nice gesture. And maybe when there's younger children there, it's more impressionable, right? It has a nice feel to it. But I just think that that's really what it's all about. So, I mean, if you want to have the buffet style, we're not going to crack you on that. Like, hey, I love that. If you're the cook and you want to just get over and done with the dinner and start early and have dinner on the table at noon, God bless you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what we said last week, hey, if the person is trying to like, who wants to be working all day when everyone else is just sitting around enjoying themselves, Like, yeah, you want to be
Sure.
done, just put the apron down and put the food out. I'm all for that too. So some of our other comments and a couple like along these lines. I like to eat early, maybe eat again after that. So they kind of have the plan of eating at 2 and then, they go back for seconds, maybe around 5:30, 6 o'clock or something. That's always a good move.
Yeah. So I would say that it's not even a rant. It was more of just like a question. It's like why are we serving dinner at 2? Right. Like
Right.
when there's so much other stuff that's going on throughout that day. Like you have the football games and you have in the morning in Philadelphia, it's Thanksgiving, Turkey Day football. Like, Roxborough versus Roman used to happen all the time. So we would be there at 10 o'clock and yeah, we'd be there till 3:30 in the afternoon. And, we'd get home and dinner would be ready and then we'd sit down and that's fine. But uh yeah, to each his own. And you know what? Thanksgiving is your holiday, and you decide whenever the hell you want to cook dinner and serve dinner. It's on you, the cook, and everyone else should abide by it. So
What about
kudos to the
this
chef.
comment from Zach_Smith_? Thanksgiving is a filler holiday between Halloween and Christmas. Hashtag #attababe. A filler holiday. I've blasphemous, Tim.
Well, I mean, if he means filler, as in you're gonna fill yourself up with a
I
lot of
knew
food, I
that
would
was
agree.
coming. Ah.
I mean, I think that other than that, if he means something different than that, he's an idiot. Uh, and I'll tell that to his face because that's the dumbest quote of all time. Or comment.
Thanksgiving's a top tier holiday. That's dumb.
Dumb.
Dumb. All right, Timmy, a comment from your incredible Thanksgiving story. _Smeechy says, leaving out the part where I'm in the back with this poor man trying to keep him from rolling while I have to hold his pee bag, his colostomy bag. That was your sister. You sent your sister to the back there to take care of Mr. Dennis?
She was in charge of that whole situation. It was just, dude, it was, and again, I want to clarify, if I may, and it'll take a second, not as long as this story talk, but um, this was just something that we went above and beyond to help Dennis out, who was someone that never really experienced Thanksgiving in quite some time. So we did the best we could to make him feel comfortable, and we did a shitty job at it. I will say that, but he appreciated every second of the journey to Thanksgiving dinner with the Schmidts. And we did that for 2 years in a row. So Dennis enjoyed his time with us. He has since passed on, but it was probably a memorable moment that he'll never forget, and certainly we will never forget.
Yeah, and in the on the YouTube short that we did with like just the story when we clipped that, the thumbnail says no good deed goes unpunished. I mean, for the effort that you were to the idea was to have a nice thing, and then you just try to do what you can to make it work sometimes, and that's life, and that's some of the best. That's just a moment, dude. And I could not have liked that story anymore. It's hilarious. The intentions were obviously good, and you did what you could with really not knowing what you should do. You're like, what do we do now? All right, well, let's get him in there.
Yeah, it was quite the feat, and everyone that was involved will remember that story for years to come, Tom.
Classic. So then we had a big weekend for the jabronis. We had a video out, the guys cutting old school wrestling promos. If you don't know, we're big wrestling fans, and we have our own wrestling show, Jabroni Drive. If you haven't listened to it and you're a wrestling fan, please go check us out. The comments from that Eagles kid, incredible. That hoodie, by the way, hashtag Attababe, referring to my Heartbreak Kid hoodie. From Matty Diz, well done. Just missing Mean Gene. From Mikey Miz 24, oh my God, I'm dying. Let me cut a promo. Ha 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 ha. Now, my concern with the Miz promo is probably run a little too long. Don't you think, Tim? Dumb.
Tom.
Oh man. All right. From our last comments of the week, this was from the Wing Night video that we put out. These reviews and ratings are cool, but would benefit from a professional opinion at all, which we responded, are you offering your services to Mr. Matty Diz? And he says, always at the service of Schmidt and Lavelle.
Ooh.
From Kevin.Joyce2. I've been away from home for 20 years, so I don't know shit, but I've recently had multiple people swear Burnsy's Tavern has the best wings. We are eventually going to get down to Burnsy's Tavern. That's in like Port Richmond area, I believe.
Yep.
And I've
Right off
heard from multiple people that is a great spot.
Well, Mr. Joyce is he's a friend of my brother. He's a Newman guy. So he's
I was more of a
south.
Seinfeld guy myself. You like the mailman?
This is not
Did
bad.
I see that?
Um, so he's out of touch with a lot of the local foods. He's living in Texas right now, so he's probably enjoying some of the stuff that we're putting out here, Tom.
All right, cool. Well, hey, thank you for listening, and we will be getting down to check Burnsy's. And I will say, I think we've had a couple people with us for wing nights, and I think that's going to start growing. I feel like that's where we're going to get some guests on the show and some people just coming to hang out, check out a wing night with the boys, have a couple beers, and talk about what they thought the experience was like. So if you're interested in a wing night and you want to come out, shoot us a text, give us a DM or something like that. Now, if you are obviously liking we love the comments from all the people out there. We appreciate you interacting with us. So please leave a comment on any of our shorts, any videos, anything we put out. Interact with us. We love it. Thank you for your comments. From me, Tom, and Mr. Timothy Schmidt. All right. Timmy, how was your Thanksgiving overall? Was it a good Thanksgiving? Did you have fun hanging out with the fam, everything like that? Was it all good?
Yeah, no, you know what? It was fine. It was good Thanksgiving. Look, anytime you're spending time with the family, it's great. Just a little like I just have some issue with my custody schedule with the kids because I got the kids this Thanksgiving, which was great, but I picked them up at 10 and then I get them for 8 hours and then I have to drop them off at essentially 6:30, which is like,
Wait, so you don't get the overnight?
no.
Oh, that's come on. That's just silly.
Right.
I feel like if you pick
So,
them up that day, you have them till the next morning at least.
right, especially when you live that far away from each other. And, there's some differences that are, obviously that are between me and my ex-wife. And I feel like I should have them for the at least Thursday and Friday, right? Like till the next day at least at like 6:30 or whatever. But it's just hard to enjoy that time with your kids when you're watching the clock the entire day. Like you're just like, man, this sucks.
Plus, you can't even
As
have a drink because you got to drive.
Right. So well, I mean, it's not the end all be all, but at the same time, like you're just trying to enjoy your time with the kids. And my kids get along with their cousins so well. Like they play all day and they entertain themselves, and it's just a whole awesome day. And I just wish it could be extended, into
Yeah,
the following day. And so
absolutely.
that other than that, like it was a great holiday, nice time spent with Aunt Betty and
You didn't
Uncle
kick them out of the
Ron.
house, right? You didn't. I know you have a tendency for family parties to be throwing your
No, no,
aunts and
no,
uncles
no,
out of
no,
the
no.
house.
I was fortunately a guest at this Thanksgiving, and I tried to interject my presence in certain ways at these parties, but on Thursday I was the fire guy.
Ah, would you have a little campfire going in the back? A little,
Dude,
ah,
I love I just love the idea of building a fire, Like I just love like putting wood together. Like I know it just seems so simple. Like you just
no,
throw
it's
like
the
many people
best.
just think that it's just like, hey, you just throw it right there in the fire and it lights up. And it's not really the case at all.
No.
You need to be able to sustain a fire for over an extended period of time, especially if you're in charge of the fire. And I was in charge of the fire for a good 5.5, 6 hours there. And I built one of the better fires that Thanksgiving has ever seen, in my opinion.
Whoa. Now, how
It's
did you go about your fire? Are you like a TP guy? Or are you like kind of like a Lincoln Logs style guy? A
Yeah, yeah.
stack?
So yeah, it's good. It's a great question, Tom. Well, everyone knows that a good fire is built with kindling, and if you have some kindling there at the very bottom of the fire, it really makes the fire easy. And Tom, for me, you let the wood dictate what kind of fire you're gonna build, right? So
Okay, I like that.
if you wanna start out TP style, then that's fine. You throw a couple logs on a fire and see what happens, and then whatever those logs they burn and they start falling a certain way, then you can build right on top of them. I started out with the TP style, and then they burnt and they started falling by the wayside. Then I got a nice little Lincoln log fire going, and then
Yeah.
you build it right in the middle, and dude,
The
it just
stack.
once you get the stack going, it's hard to go away from it.
It's
It's
mesmerizing too. I'll sit there
Yeah,
and stare at a fire all day, dude. I love it.
I can listen to music and stare at a fire for 10 to 12 hours without
Yeah.
doing a single thing. It's just a nice, relaxing night, and unfortunately I had to get up from my fire duties and go drive my kids home to their mother. But it was a great fire day for me. I felt great about it. I got myself some nice turkey. I was a little disappointed because I really wanted to sit down and just really engorge myself in some turkey and some gravy. And I didn't really get to do that because I knew I had to drive and I didn't want to be like all sorts of full. So I was just like, I don't have a couple little pieces. I didn't get crazy with it. So I didn't really eat too much turkey. And I don't have leftovers. I didn't take any with me. So it was
Uh,
I missed out on the leftovers too. That's killer.
so sounds like a great Thanksgiving. And also, I think in our future, we're going to be having a little fire pit action going on. Timmy, something that was strange I was having at my Thanksgiving, it was the in-laws and my mom and her husband were there. And for some reason, my mom, and maybe this is where I get it from, but she's a little zany. She's a little goofy. She likes to do things a little bit different. And it turned into her telling everybody how much of a great Mrs. Claus she would be. She's telling everyone, I don't know why people haven't asked me. I have a great Mrs. Claus outfit. I could come over and read books to the kids and dress up like Mrs. Claus and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Mom, my kids know you're not Mrs. Claus. Like, that would be a little odd for them to be like, oh, there's Yaya, aka Mrs. Claus. Like that would your husband looks nothing like Santa Claus.
Wait, what's Yaya?
That's what they call her, Yaya.
What's that from?
Yaya, I think, is like a Greek grandma term. I don't know. You know what my mom wanted to be called? She wanted to be called Mumsy. She's like, I know what your kids will call me. They'll call me Mumsy. I was like, no, they're not.
Wait, did we cover this before?
No.
So she's Yaya.
Yaya.
This is awful.
She's Yaya. She wants to be Mrs. Claus. She couldn't stop talking about Costco and all the deals they have there. And it was just, that's my mom, dude. She's going
Well,
on vacation. And so I should be getting like a, you know, 2-page text message from her in a group text where there's numbers I don't know and emails of people that aren't realizing they're getting texts.
we are we are now at the Pantheon.
Yeah. No, she's going. Where's she going? She is going. It's like going to be a pretty sweet vacation, but I want to say it's like some Austrian riverboat tour or some shit like that. So it should be pretty decent. But we scaled the Alps and blah blah blah, like all this. I
But
can't
wait,
imagine.
but why Yaya? Like she's not Greek, is she?
No, no, we're not Greek.
So where did that come from?
My mom's zany brain, you know what I mean? She wanted to be something. It was either that or Mumsy, and yeah, worked. I'm at the like
I feel like
Timmy.
Mumsy's like British. Like,
Yeah, and it's
hello, Mumsy.
good day, Mumsy.
Hey, where's Mumsy at?
Top of the morning to you, Mumsy. Can I get a spot of tea, please? We're going to go over to
Mumsy.
Mumsy's house to have some crimpets and butter cakes. Ah, Mumsy. Hey, governor. That's her husband, governor. We're going over to Mumsy and governor's house. Just for some spotted dick.
Oh,
She's out of her mind, dude. I mean, like, my mom is out of her mind. It's in the best way. Like, it's a great way. Like, she is funny, but like, she couldn't stop talking about being fucking Mrs. Claus. You know what I mean? She wants to go to my kid's school. She heard about the whole decorating thing, and next thing you know, she wants to be Mrs. Claus.
yeah. Well, I know where that comes from.
Yeah, right. Now you know where I get it. You know,
For
she's
those
out of
that
her
don't
mind.
know, for those that don't know, Tommy is a serial Christmas decorator. And look, we've seen, if anyone pays attention to the show, everyone knows that Tommy loves to outduel his neighbors in decorations. And they don't know that they're in a competition with him, since there's
Great.
no awards given at the end of these ridiculous types of events that Tommy creates on his own.
The only award given is when my son says we were the best house on the block. That's all I need. But he said that we weren't the one year, and I said, never again.
Yes. So Tommy informed me the other day when I stopped by his house, and you probably saw us cooking some soup. Well, Tommy was cooking some soup, and I was witnessing it. But Tommy, when I pulled up, he had a good amount of decorations sitting in his trunk, and I noticed that his house was already decorated, and it seemed to be a little over ambitious to have that many decorations in his trunk. And I then I questioned Tommy on as why is he had as many decorations in his trunk, and he had told me that he is going to decorate his son's classroom.
So what happened was is there was a kindergarten social. We're there. I'm talking with the other parents and some of the homeroom mothers, and Christmas was coming up, and I said, "Hey, it would be great if we decorated the classroom like Buddy the Elf was there. So when the kids come in on the after the holiday for Thanksgiving, they'll get them in the spirit. They'll be really excited. We'll do it all up." I was like, "I'll go get a tree and whatever, and we'll make it happen." So I said I was going to do it. Next thing you know, I'm talking to the kindergarten teacher. We're setting up a day. I go in and I decorate. The only problem, Tim, was that my son had seen all the decorations that I had purchased and
Mm.
then was going to see the decorations hung up in the classroom. So how was that going to be Santa Claus? These are just like the decorations that my dad had. They look very familiar. So what I did was I told him, "Hey, I got to go return these decorations. I got way too many. Dad, he's crazy. He got too much." That's
Little
when I
zany.
went, yeah, just like Yaya. And so I went and decorated the kindergarten class, me and a couple other parents. We decorate the kindergarten class. I come home. You're never going to believe what happened. I was going to return the decorations, and I ran into this guy who said he could really use the decorations. And it being Christmas, he said he could use them. He really liked them. I said, "Well, here you go. Merry Christmas. Take the decorations. You can
out
have
of
them."
out of the kindness of your heart.
Out of the kindness of my heart. And so what does this guy look like? Well, he had a big belly, long white beard, just nice guy. And he was very appreciative. And I gave him the thing. I said, what was weird about it is we unloaded the truck. I gave it to him. He said, "Merry Christmas." I shut the door and was about to turn around and say, "Merry Christmas." And he disappeared. He was gone. I didn't see him. He goes, "He was gone?" I said, "Yeah, big belly, like a bowl of jelly, and he had a long white beard." "What was his name?" He said his name was Chris, but some people call him Saint Nick. I don't know. And then the light bulb started going off in my kid's head. "Saint Nick?" I said, "Yeah." So then he goes to school. Yesterday I come home. He comes to me, "Dad, I think you met Santa Claus." I said, "What do you mean? How do you know?" I was like, "Well, the guy said his name was Chris." "Yeah, well, Saint Nick is Santa Claus." I said, "Oh." I was like, "What's Santa Claus's real name? Let's look it up." We Googled it. Kris Kringle. Oh my gosh. I think you're right. So hopefully that works. I'm worried that I'm gonna run into him figuring it out. Sorry to spoil this for anyone that's listening, but figure it
I
out before
think our
I
average age is I think we're safe.
well, hopefully no one's listening with their kids in the car. That's on them.
But still, it look, here we are again, Tom, and we like to talk about our children, and we're fathers, and that's a very cool story if you're able to get that type of reaction out of your son this many weeks before Christmas. That's really cool because
Oh, thanks, dude.
it's always fun to see, yeah, when someone still believes, right, in
Right.
what that whole thing is about. And it has that like movie feel to it, right? Like it's like the you capture that essence of like someone that believes in the magic of Christmas. And yeah, that's something that's worth, yeah, any moment that you have, you want to treasure that forever, dude. It's a cool thing.
When did you find out, Timmy? When was the bubble burst for you?
I don't really remember. Might have been like probably about fifth grade, maybe fourth grade, something like that. Fifth or somewhere around there. I just like, and you don't find out. You find out from really your other friends, right? You find out from um your classmates and stuff like that because they usually pick up on it first, and then you're filled in. It kind of sucks. It's like, dude, this blows. And then like I do remember like trying to act like I knew. I was like, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
You know?
right. You don't
But
want to
at the
be the
same
last one to find out.
yeah, and at the same time, you're like in the back of your head, like, oh God. What
Well,
do you
I was
mean?
very suspicious. I want to say in the fourth grade, I was very suspicious, 9 years old, and we were in the backyard, and I went up to my sister. I said, shoot me straight. What's the deal? Is this Santa Claus guy real or what? And she looks at me and she goes, yeah, yeah, he's real. He's real. And good for her. Good on her. She was a couple years older. She knew the deal. But she said, you know what? Let's let it, or she wanted me to look like an idiot in front of my friends. But a couple years later, the following year, it was like, all right, the jig is up. I got it. I got it figured out.
It's the same thing like that happened with me with deodorant, my brother, forever. I'm like, dude, do I really need to put deodorant on under my armpits? He's like, that's a story. It's, it's not a big deal. And then in eighth grade, I was being called Smee Cheese.
Really?
I was a smelly kid because my armpits smelled so bad.
Wow. No way.
That's why.
Oh, man. So were you like, from that point on, scarred? You hear someone laughing in the classroom. You're like, what are those? Start smelling yourself. Are they laughing at me? Do I
Yeah,
smell?
dude. I mean, it's bad when you're doing when your pits go, dude. Oof, it's a rough smell, especially for a kid.
I was a
And I
late maturer, so it wasn't like I don't think I had hair under my armpits till I was in like ninth grade.
neither did I, but at the same time, I had cheese under my armpits. I know that because that stunk. It was terrible.
Ugh, that stinks.
Eh, not good.
So, yeah, ironically, kind of the smelly kid in my school had red hair too. That's weird.
Yeah, it's probably us gingers as a whole.
Stinky ginger.
Sweet cheese.
Smee cheese. Well, I know your next year's fantasy football team name. All right, so we'll be getting to that later. Timmy, we're talking about the Christmas spirit. We're talking about everything Christmas. And we have a lot coming up in the next couple weeks. Next week, we will be covering the best Christmas movies of all time. We're going to be naming our top 10 Christmas movies of all time. Big episode next week, all about the Christmas spirit. Best holiday movies of all time. All right. Timmy, let's
Wait,
get on to
is
this.
it your movies and my movies, or is it a combo?
I think we've been doing our combo, right? We kind of will both nominate and if one said, so maybe have your list and we'll nominate our best, right?
Are we
Make our case and we'll put
listen?
out the top 10 Schmidt Lavelle.
All right, we got to make a decision right now.
Okay, decision time.
Are we including Die Hard?
I'm not.
Okay,
It wouldn't make mine, but
Die
you
Hard's
can.
Die Hard is out. It's not a Christmas movie. Is that what we're saying?
That's what Bruce Willis says. So I'm going to listen to Bruce Willis, the star of Die Hard. He
Okay,
says it's not a Christmas movie, and I don't watch that movie. Do you watch that movie every Christmas?
I watch that movie every time it's on.
Yeah, okay. So it usually does play. They do play it around this time because there is that whole argument: is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Do you think Die Hard's a Christmas movie?
It has Christmas tendencies. It has Christmas aspects. I would not say it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's a movie that takes place during Christmas time, but it's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah. And it
right?
doesn't
Is
really have
that a
that
good?
Christmas. It doesn't really have that Christmas feel to it since it's in LA. It doesn't. It just doesn't ring true to the Christmas spirit, Tom.
I would agree with you, Tim. And we'll be covering all Christmas holiday movies, whatever you want to call them, next week on Schmidt and Lavelle. But right now, we want to get into Christmas trees, Timmy. The big question for everyone when you're going out to buy a tree, are you a fake tree person or a real tree person? And I will, before we let you answer that, Tim, shout out to Mr. John Lynch in the Secret Garden, where it's no secret you get your best prices on Christmas trees. Go to the Secret Garden located on Ridge Ave near Matthews Beverage. Check out the Secret Garden and their tree selection. Thousands of trees available from 4 to 14 feet tall. The Secret Garden, where it's no secret you're going to find the best Christmas tree around. How was that, Tim?
It's great. That's a great promo. Did you
Thank
read
you.
that?
No,
That was right off the cuff.
off the cuff.
It's beautiful.
All right. Timmy, real or fake? You tell us.
I'm a I'm a solid real Christmas tree guy. I've been a real Christmas tree guy forever. There's just something about it. It's something about going out, grabbing a tree, picking out like your specific tree for what you think is going to work. Like there's no math to it, right? You think that you have an idea of how tall your ceiling is and like, oh, this is going to look great in the corner. And then like some idiot grabs it and he goes, hey, yeah, look, this is the one, right? And he stands it up and you're like this. You go, yes, that is it. That's gonna look great in the corner of my house. And then you bring it home and it's like, fuck, it doesn't look great at all. But
Unless you're at
that's
the Secret Garden, then you know you're going to
unless
get a good tree.
yeah, well, that's because John Lynch himself, he looks at every tree and he
Yeah.
knows the dimensions of your house. When you just tell him where you live, he just goes, I got it. I
Yeah.
know what tree fits in your living room.
Five
It's
foot 9 inch tree right here. Perfect for that living
it's
room.
it's an uncanny ability. It's hard to replicate. You're not going to see that anywhere else except for the Secret Garden.
Timmy, I'm a real tree guy as well. And like you were just describing, there's like a beauty to buying a Christmas tree. You go to the lot, wherever it could be, and you go around, you're checking trees, there's someone there, there's the smell of Christmas trees in the air. Usually they have some festive things going on. You'll see the lights, you'll see this, you'll see that. They grab a tree, they pull it out. I'd like it to be a little more full. I'm not sure I love that one. What do you got over here? Oh, this one's a little big. What do you think about this one? As a family, you all go. So every tree has their own unique thing. There's a couple different types of tree, and you can get a Fraser, you can get a Douglas fir. You don't know which one, and then it's like there's some sort of a light. You look over, you go, you see the tree, they grab it, they stamp it down, it falls perfectly. The light's shining perfectly. It's like the angels' voices. And you say, that's our tree.
That's
Right?
the that's the one.
Then you
Yeah,
wrap it up, you put it on top of the car, you drive home carefully, you make sure that you get it untied, you get it down, you put it in the stand, a little water, smells great, and then it's like the uncutting of it till it falls. Oh, Timmy, you can't beat that. Is so much better than, all right, go to the attic, get the tree out, and let's put it together. The branches are a little tight this year.
yeah, I hate that whole process. And I will say I was the one in the family, the one person that was vehemently against the fake tree because at one point my family decided when I was away in Cincinnati that they were going to go and get a fake tree, and they got a fake tree and they felt like it was going to be good, and I came home and I was pissed. I was pissed, and from that point forward, Tom, I took it upon myself to go out And I was the guy that was going to shop for that goddamn Christmas tree.
That's
All right.
right.
And I'm like, I'm not letting this family turn into this fake ass Christmas tree family. I'm not doing that. Not on
No,
my watch. There's
not
no
at the
way, no
Schmidt
how.
household.
No, no.
Ah!
Not on my watch. So I was in charge of doing that, and that was fun. It was me and my sister. We would go out and we search for trees, and now it's me, my sister, and my kids now go out and search for the tree, and
It's
that's fun.
fun.
It's
It's
fun.
nice to do it.
It's
I mean,
fun.
I enjoy it.
And it can look, you go like I used to want to find like the best tree ever, right? And now like I just go to whatever place it was at the point at the list before I knew of the secret garden.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Because there's other places, Tom, that and this is something that I am not happy about. And you will not find this at the secret garden. There's other places that will throw these little ties on the tree and they go, hey, yeah, like there's a green tie on this one and there's a yellow tie on this one. And then they
Not at the
put these
secret garden.
price
Each tree is
no,
individually
no,
stamped
no.
with a price. They say, here's the
Yeah,
price. There it is.
yeah,
Take it or leave it.
yeah. You don't have to go to some stupid like little sign in the middle of the all the Christmas trees to research what kind of tree you're holding up. Oh, it's a pink ribbon with a stripe. Okay, there's a guide here, and then you go, oh, that's $95 tree, and then you got to go back to the place that you're at in whatever aisle, and someone else is holding up the tree, and they're like, oh, look, and there's a light behind that tree because there's look, that family wants that tree, they want to put it in their house. You're like, God damn it, I missed out on my tree. Uh, anyway,
Yeah.
so our point is just go to the secret garden. Okay.
Yeah. That's right.
Find find
Amen.
find your find find your tree. Find your special tree. And don't
And
worry
make your
about it. Because
Christmas special. This is what, you know what? And if anything, it adds to your Christmas. It brings that spirit out. It brings that joy. You got to do it. Do it for yourself. You know, you're going to love it. Now, make sure you water it right away. In the first couple of days, you really got to be on it because that tree will suck up that water quick. All right. And then you just do a little bit here and there daily. Just check it out. Make sure you're keeping your tree watered. That's part of the fun, too. You got a live tree. You got a responsibility. This is our tree. We got to take care of it. We got to water it. We got to make sure it's fed. I love it. Timmy, we've talked about decorating. We've talked about trees. Now let's get into some shopping, some Christmas shopping. I always mess up with this, and let me tell you why. Okay. I go out and I want to give things to my kids or my wife or whatever, and I go and I buy them. I got to, I mean, at least 4 months ahead of time, I got to start saying, stop. This is going to be for Christmas. Something's going to be for Christmas because now, like, for example, I went and got, we have WrestleMania coming up and I told my kid about it. I should have held on to that. WrestleMania tickets are hard to get, man. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. Christmas Day opens up. Oh my God, we're going to WrestleMania. What a gift. You know what I mean? That would have been incredible. And I fucking fumbled that. So I struggle with the Christmas gifts. I always want to get a great gift, and then I'm always like, I don't know what to get. It's tough.
I am the king of the last minute gift.
Me too. I'm a last minute gifter.
All I do is I usually wait till the weekend before, and then I'm firing on all cylinders. I go out to the stores, I hit the Targets, I hit everything, Tom. I just go. I just take 2 days and I just rip. And usually I'm able to really accomplish what I'm looking for, Tom. I really accomplish what the goal is. And that's to get as many gifts as possible that are going to be of value, that mean the most to those individuals that are most important to me. And Tom, it's easy for me to shop for my family because they are diehard sports fans, and I usually can clean out multiple gifts if I go to a rally house or to a Dick's or something like that. It's really simple. And now
Right.
when you have a girlfriend, that's really or a wife, that really is the test. Okay. And
Hmm.
and right now, Tom, I am proud to say, and it's today's date.
Not even December yet.
It's not even December yet, and I have secured all the gifts for my girlfriend, and I am pretty proud of it.
Wow. Look at you.
How about that?
I'm impressed, Timmy. I've gotten like one gift for my wife that she told me to go get, and I did, but I haven't gotten anything else. I gotta figure something out. I don't know what to do. She wants a new car. Said, well, that ain't happening.
Well, that's simple. I mean,
Yeah,
did I did I tell you did I tell you the deal that I can get you on a brand new Kia?
I want to see you in a Kia. Well, shopping, it's not like it used to be too. Everything's online. It gets delivered, it gets, dropped off. You order it on Amazon. You go like this. Like before, you used to have to go to the mall and you would go walk through the stores and something would catch your eye and you'd be like, oh, that looks cool. We'll get him that. Or, oh, I'll get him this or get him that. And it's not like that anymore.
Dude, one of my favorite things, I will say, one of my favorite things to do when I was younger, as a young shopper, was to go to the Brookstone store. Remember the Brookstone store?
Yeah. The Brookstone store. Would that be all like the novelty kind of shit?
Yeah, it was like all the electronic, like new wave shit. It's like
Yes.
you're like
It was like an
you walk,
electronic dog in there or some shit like that.
yeah, it was like, oh my god, this there's a magnifier for your book, and like you would just it was like it was everything that was like it was like Invention City, right? It was just
Yes.
you walk through it and you're just like, oh my god, look at the future. This is incredible.
The brain
and like,
teasers are all in there.
yeah, and then you realize like, holy shit, like we were so dumb as a society.
That was the place that would have like, what is it, like the pins?
Yeah,
You could put your
yeah,
hand on the
yeah,
thing and it would like push you. Next thing you know, your face is up against that, and you're
yeah, yeah. It was so bad. But like it was still a cool story. It was like you walk through it, you felt like you were like 10 years ahead of time. It was like Back to the Future. And then you realize like that store was so like prehistoric. Like, how did that store not have an iPhone? It's
yeah,
like,
right. They should have been Apple basically. Brookstone should we should all be walking around with Brookstone phones, huh?
yeah, yeah.
All right, so hopefully we get all our Christmas shopping done before it's too late. Good luck out there in finding the gifts that you're trying to find for your loved ones. The great gift you could give them is telling them about Schmidt Lavelle, the hottest growing podcast in all of podcasts. Timmy, this past week, I was talking to a friend of mine, and somehow the topic came up of Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. And it became very clear to me that there are different types of people. There are Jeopardy people and there are Wheel of Fortune people. Timmy, do you have an allegiance to either of these shows, or are you a fan of both?
Well, Tom, if you remember, I did an epic rant on Miss Vanna White for having the easiest job in the history of all of America for just touching just letters as her job. And it just was terrible. So um that's not specifically why I like Jeopardy more than I like Wheel of Fortune, but it does play a factor. But Jeopardy is my go-to. I used to watch and be competitive with my brother and my roommates in past when I used to live with them. So I am a big Jeopardy fan. I love the Alex Trebek. He was a witty, um, funny individual that hosted that show, and it just made it more entertaining. Pat Sajak, I believe, is some sort of, I think he has Philly sports ties, doesn't he?
Does he? I don't know about that. Pat Sajak is a Philly sports guy, huh?
I think it might be.
Well, that makes sense because he happens to host the more superior of the two shows. And
Oh, oh man.
Wheel of Fortune is the better show. And I'm going to tell you why, Tim. One, it's more, it's for everybody. Anyone can play Wheel of Fortune. It's a fun game and it's from ages, 5 and up. Obviously, a 5-year-old might not be as good as some people, but they have a chance to figure out what the phrase is or the word is or whatever it is. Anyone can figure that out. Whereas in Jeopardy, you have to be of a certain age, I feel, to understand because there's so much stuff that they like to cover. It's the history, it's just more it's more for every person. Wheel of Fortune. Jeopardy, not only that, the Jeopardy fan is more often the arrogant, looked down upon, thinks they're better than the Wheel of Fortune fan. And it's the way it is. They think, they're eating their caviar, saying, oh, Wheel of Fortune. Ha! I'm a Jeopardy fan. I love Jeopardy. In fact, I was watching the other day, and you wouldn't believe the topic that they had.
you
Did you
you can't
believe that they
you
didn't know the 1600th emperor of Zimbabwe?
you can't even keep a straight face when you're saying this shit,
Oh,
dude.
it's the truth. They look down. Jeopardy fans look down on the normal person. They think they're
All it
better.
is yeah, well, it's because all you have to do is guess a letter. That's all it is.
Oh, see, my point exactly. Thank you.
I
Go
mean,
ahead. Yes, please tell me.
it makes no sense. You just have to guess a letter. Rstlne. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, what's the final puzzle? I don't know. Wrestle. That's all it is.
There's no N in wrestle.
Yeah, wrestle in.
Wrestling.
It's
Timmy,
ridiculous.
the whole thing, look at who they got hosting now. First of all, Ken, what's his name? Ken Jennings, is that his name?
Oh, like you didn't know that.
It,
Everyone knows Ken Jennings.
it's Ken Jennings, right?
Yeah.
Dumb. He's a dork. He's a nerd. And it's like, nah, we got to figure out all these answers. And then not only that, the people that are on that are bizarre. They're very much along the lines of like these like people that have trouble interacting with other people in social gatherings. You know what I mean? They're getting frustrated trying to hit the button at the right time. And for 600, I'm going to take S words for 600.
What
I don't know.
about what about Rosie Perez?
I love Rosie Perez. I will say that. Rosie Perez. That there you go. There's a set of, one of the first ones I saw.
What what
Rosie
is a
Perez.
what
Ay, hey
what
caramba.
what is a quiche?
What didn't she announce? Didn't she pronounce something wrong early on? And it was like, oh no, she messed up, and then she just went on and dominated the whole thing.
I forget, but she killed it. She killed it. And for you to take on Rosie Perez, that's messed up, especially in White Man Can Jump.
Well, I'm doing that. You know what though? You saw what I'm talking about. She was the underdog. She was the person that was the outsider. And immediately she comes in, she pronounces something incorrectly. There's like a pause in the crowd. It's like a look around, like, oh, here we
I
go.
too thirst
Uh,
for a glass of water.
Another one that doesn't belong. She doesn't belong here. It's like a private club, Jeopardy. It's a bunch of
Cut.
freaking,
Stop pushing this agenda. This is ridiculous.
it's
Whatever
a
you're doing
fact.
right now is out of control. All right.
It's
Cut
a
it out.
it's the hoity-toity private club. You're not a member is Jeopardy, where the
Oh yeah, let me bring out all the idiots that can just guess whatever the hell they want to guess.
exactly my
I,
point. All the
yeah,
idiots. Here we go. Yeah. because that's it. The only idiots like Wheel
Yeah,
of Fortune.
yeah. They
Okay.
bring out a guy that goes
Vanna White is a fine woman.
a
All right.
group of pill pushers.
And an
That's what they.
American
You
pill
think that?
pushers.
Yeah, yeah. That was one of the clues that someone guessed. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got some fine human beings on the Wheel of Fortune. Let's check their background, Tom. Let's see what kind of
Better
what is
than
it
the serial killers you get on Jeopardy. These
like? What?
weirdos out there, like, they're like probably building bombs in their basement, like a bunch of wackos.
At least they know how to build a
Unable to go
bomb.
to a party and have a conversation because they're trying to memorize all Constantinople.
I don't know what that is about, but you're a little nuts.
Yeah, well, Jeopardy people, they're not good people. Okay, you want to learn about someone, you ask them if they like Jeopardy more or they like Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune people are my type of people. Jeopardy people, they're this. They're like, they look down on everyone.
They're
I'm
not.
a Jeopardy fan.
They're not good people.
All right, Timmy. Speaking of not good people, no, we won't get to that yet. Timmy, you brought up a question the other day, and we were talking about this, and this is an important question to ask. And we're going to ask you, the people out there, to answer this question. We'll put up a poll. Timmy, what is the best day of the week? Now, you said what's the best day of the week? We're talking full day, 24 hours, right? 12:01 to 11:59. Is that what we're talking about? Or are we saying specifically day?
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, why are you getting so technical about it? It's there's 7 days of the week. Pick one.
Okay, full day. Just making sure we're not saying like the best day. You know what I mean? There's day and night in a whole day. I just want to be clear.
All right. Yeah, no. So I'm wondering because like I know what my best day of the week is. Okay.
Okay.
And I don't want to say that out loud right now. But I do know that there's certain days of the week that are better than others for certain people. And then it also changes. It varies when you go from winter to summer, summer to spring, spring to fall. I know that there's it just could go all over the place, but like universally, because there's not a lot of look, there's not areas that even have the seasons like we do here in the Northeast, Tom. So what exactly is the best day of the week? I mean, I think that's the ultimate question. And I know that 95% of the people would say it has to be on the weekend because no one likes when they work.
Right.
No one likes Monday through Friday, right?
Right.
Or Monday through Thursday. A lot of people love Friday because it's the end of the work week and they get a little bit of work in, and then at the end of the day, they get to kind of unwind, unleash, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, Tom, what is your favorite day of the week? Because you do work weekends, Tom. I know you do.
I know. My favorite day of the week, I mean, it has to be Saturdays. I'm a big Saturday guy. Love Saturday. You know, I got the whole day. I'm not worried about a Monday. I'm not worried about day after work and stuff like that. The only thing, and that goes back to me as a kid too. Saturdays were always a great day because, you know, it's right smack dab in the middle of your weekend. It is the day. There's a lot of time to do what it is you want to do. And Saturday's usually been always a day off for me. And I love a Saturday. And I'm probably gonna go with Saturdays, Timmy. Saturdays are my day.
Now look, I love I love a Sunday. Sunday is it's a great day. The only problem with Sunday is that it has Monday that follows right after.
Looming.
Sucks.
Yes.
Monday is just right around the corner and it's just sitting there like a little bitch. And you're like, God damn it, I hate you. I hate you.
Yeah.
Monday.
Timmy, can I
I
also say this? When I was younger, we had to a lot of times in school, if we had like stuff that we brought home for the weekend that you had to get signed by your parents, that was usually on Sundays, and I didn't really look forward to those days, you know.
you
Friday and
just
Saturday I pretended like there was nothing wrong in that folder to be signed, and Sunday was the day of reckoning.
oh, by the way,
It's late, it's time for bed. Oh, I need you to sign this. Oh, let me see that. What? What? Sorry.
I've become a Wednesday guy.
You like
Uh,
it a Wednesday, huh?
I got a Wednesday. And just because Wednesdays are just it's like right in the middle of the week, and Wednesday for me in terms of work are usually some of the slower days in my week. So it's a more relaxing day for me. I usually work from home on a Wednesday.
Hmm.
And then it's kind of calm. And then sometimes like I'll go up to the brewery and I'll have a couple beers maybe, and I'll just kind of relax. And then, it just goes into a Thursday, it's a work day too as well, but like it's not as hectic and it's okay. And Wednesday usually is a good day for me. So I like a Wednesday. I like a Wednesday in my adult life. In my younger life, love the Sunday. Sunday, obviously, with football and everything like that. Sunday also in the springtime, if you're able to get out and play some golf, it's a good day.
Uh, you know what, Timmy? I think a Thursday is an underrated day as well. I feel like similar to what you're saying with the Wednesday, it's you get your Thursday, maybe you have a nice day, you do some stuff, you can go out at night knowing that, hey, I only got Friday that I got to get through, a work day, and I can just power through that and get to my weekend. You know what I mean? I feel like a Thursday is a great day as well.
Perfect.
Can I
Perfect.
tell
Love
you
that.
now? Now that we're talking about days of the week, it reminds me of a joke, if you will. It's a bit of a joke. It won't take too long, but can I tell you that real quick, Tim? The listeners out there.
Sure. Fire,
So there
fire
was this
away. Tell me.
guy, and he was abroad. He was over in Italy, and he got arrested. And so he gets arrested in Italy. It's not where he's from. He gets sent to jail, and he has a roommate, and visibly nervous. He's in jail for the first time, and he's in another country. So he goes into his jail cell, and there he has a cellmate. The cellmate comes, well, is it your first time in a jail? And he says, yeah, it's my first time. He's like, no problem. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it here, okay? He's like, you like the movies? And the guy goes, yeah, I like movies. I enjoy good movies. Like, you're gonna love it on Mondays. Mondays, we watch it on movies. We sit around, we laugh, we have a good time. You're really gonna like it on Mondays. Mondays is fine. He says, all right, cool. Mondays, that sounds good. He's like, hey, you like it a cigar? And he goes, yeah, I like cigars. He's like, you're going to love it a Tuesday. Tuesday, we smoke it a cigars, we drink a little bit, we hang out, we have fun. Tuesdays is great. You're going to love it a Tuesday. He goes, all right, cool. He goes, so, you like a anal sex? Huh? You like anal sex? The guy goes, no, no, I don't like anal sex. He goes, you're not going to like it a Wednesday. You
I
heard
get
that one
it.
before, Timmy?
Well, no, he doesn't like a. He's not gonna like Wednesday because that's when they all have anal sex.
You're not gonna like it a Wednesday.
I don't think many people are like a Wednesday.
We were at the bar one time, and there was this gay guy that used to come in there all the time.
Oh
And
man.
someone was telling that joke, and he was leaving, and we're like, all right, we'll see you later. And he's like, I love it a Wednesday. We're like, we bet you do. All right. So, Timmy, we covered the days of the week, and now it's time to cover something, and I'm sure you're very happy about. Me, not so much. We're going to touch on fantasy football. Timmy, a
Ooh.
big weekend for you. You took down what was the undefeated team in the league, and unfortunately, I ended up losing to a friend of the show, Mr. Jeffrey Fergus, in a tight fought battle, but yet again comes up a little bit short. This is basically the end of the bet. The bet is over. You are up by a significant amount of points. You would have to lose the next 2 weeks. I would have to score basically 3 times as much as you because you have a commanding lead in the scoring. Congratulations, Tim. Anything you'd like to say to all the Schmidt Lavellites out there?
Well, I just want to thank the people that believed in me from the start. I know it was a little dicey there towards the end, and after talking with all those individuals, they believed in what I was about and what I was trying to achieve as a team, as a franchise. Uh, as a patron of the bar, they all knew what the goal was from the beginning of the season. Not only was it to beat Tom at his own game, but it was to advance and really to win this entire fantasy league. Um, we set goals, Tom, in the beginning of the season, and we've only achieved one of them. And we're going to look forward to achieving the ultimate goal, which is to bring home a championship to Big Belly, Small Dick franchise.
A fine franchise, Big Belly, Small Dick. And Timmy, so this means if you're not aware, the listener out there, that Timmy has won the bet. I will be needing to caddy a round of golf for Mr. Timothy Schmidt.
In full caddy
we
gear.
will be having we'll be filming this, obviously. We'll be putting clips up. Originally I think we said Walnut Lane last week. I know Timmy was maybe thinking about a different course, something with some par sixes, a longer course maybe. But we'll see where it ends up being. But yes, full caddy gear.
We spoke to a friend of the show, Zach, and I feel like he's made his club available for us to really.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I feel like he's really made this an option for us to make it happen. So we're looking forward to the spring when it's time for us to stretch our legs, and I will certainly be in a cart. Tom will be walking behind the cart,
Carrying the bag.
carrying the
Timmy,
bag.
I'm telling you what, I'm going to be the best caddy that anyone's ever seen. I'll be, if you need me to, if you'd ask me to read a putt, reading a putt, cleaning clubs, giving yardage, cleaning the ball, making sure everything is set up perfectly.
And
You're
we'll
going to
be
say,
mic'd up.
wow,
We'll be
what an
mic'd up for this
amazing caddy. This is incredible. We do have a couple people that we know that are caddies, so I'll be asking their advice, what I should be doing, and all that stuff. That will be coming in the spring. And we're not done the fantasy football season yet, though. I'm not out of the playoffs, so maybe a championship could be on the horizon for how about my overbite, but we'll see. Hopefully Justin Jefferson can come back and help me out. All right, Timmy. Last thing we want to talk about before the end of this show. Eagles 49ers. The game of the year so far coming up this weekend at the Link. The disrespect is real, We haven't played our best football, but to be 10-1 and an underdog at home against a team with a worse record that we demolished last year in the NFC Championship game is a bit disrespectful, I would say. And you pointed out something else earlier to me today about the odds to win the Super Bowl. Anything you want to say about this game, about maybe the disrespect that's being thrown our way?
Nah, so it's really impressive to see where Vegas thinks that this Eagles team is. They're third in Super Bowl odds right now. They have the best record in the league. They just beaten three of the best teams, essentially in the playoffs. It's weird. It's honestly weird. So, I mean, the line really speaks to how this game should play out. It seems that the way Vegas thinks it's going to be a Niners blowout. I hope that doesn't happen. I can't imagine that happening since the Eagles have been in every single game all year. There's been 11 games played so far, and they've had an opportunity to win all of them, and they've won 10 out of 11, which is a testament to how good this team is. So there's a lot of shit talking going on. It's bullshit. Debo Samuel's still running his mouth. There's a lot of other shit that's going on. It's going to be a fun game to watch on Sunday, 425. It's a big game for the Birds. It's not huge in terms of how their positioning is for the playoffs, because if they end up losing, I mean, they still have a game lead on the Niners, in terms of the number one seed and the bye, but it makes things a little bit difficult because you have 4 more games left to win, 5 more games left to play, with the Cowboys, the Seahawks, the Giants twice, and then the Cardinals. So you really want to win this game. If you win this game, you really kind of put everything to rest here. So it's going to be a big test, and I hope the Birds are ready for it.
I think they'll be ready. I'm excited for this game, and I feel like, why would you want to give any extra motivation to this obviously very talented football team to get their shit right? If we come out there and play the game that we're supposed to play, we can obviously beat anyone in the league. And I'm thinking that maybe this will be the week that we put together that complete game and show everyone, hey, we're not winning these games just by luck alone here. We're clearly very talented. And after this week, hopefully at 11-1. A little unfair, we mentioned it last week, the scheduling done by the NFL to have us be playing the 49ers after they have a 10-day break, and then obviously the Cowboys the following week after their 10-day break. We'll get to the Cowboys when we see them. Timmy, another great episode of Schmidt Lavelle. And as we said earlier, we appreciate you listening. And if you aren't already doing it, give us that follow, that subscribe on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, anywhere podcasts are available on YouTube. We're available to be followed. We appreciate you. We love you. Timmy, is there anything you want to say to all the Schmidt Lavelleites out there before we sign off?
Of course, Tom. There's only one thing that's left to say, and that's, what would the world be like without Captain James Hook?
That's right. What would the world be like without Captain James Hook? And what would the world be like without Schmidt Lavelle? We'll never know. We love you. Have a great rest of your week. Till next week, don't forget we'll be covering best Christmas movies of all time. You're going to love it.
Minus Die Hard.
Minus Die Hard. You're going to love it.
We just don't want to hear anyone complain about Die Hard. We just don't want it. We get it. It's on the cusp. That's it.
Yeah, sorry. Tim, even if it was a Christmas movie, I don't think it'd be in my top 10 anyway.
That might be.
Yeah, maybe top 10. Top 5? No. No way.
It's up there.
Top 3?
It's close.
Oh, man, we're going to figure this out next week. We love you. Have a great week. God bless you. God bless Schmidt Lavelle. God bless America.